Hey, you're muted.
Hi,
Hi.
how are ya?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm in jail, but I'm good.
Are you really?
I've been there for a week. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah. I know my girl Tammy, she went in at the beginning of June and she hasn't been out. So there's lots of
It's insane.
it is absolutely insane. And everything that we did last time, were you around last time like a year and a half ago when
Yeah, I was brand new.
yeah. Um, but at least we can still post because I mean last time they just locked us from posting or anything.
Right.
So I guess that's the good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, if there is a good thing about it.
if there is a good thing.
Let me see. Is it just going to be the three of us?
I don't know. I thought there'd be a lot more people. Here comes some more.
Here they come. If you guys want to say anything or whatever, you can unmute yourself. It just by default mute everybody as it starts.
Kirk, I'll be interested to see on the business page because I created my business page and I started a party from that business page, but I'm not able to make my host the moderator, so I'm not sure what that's going to do if she's going to be able to invite people. I messaged her and I haven't heard back from her yet.
Yeah, she should be able to. What I do personally is when I'm making the page up is I switch myself from interacting as my page to interacting as the as myself, and then I can do the invites easier and everything, and then but she should be able to because honestly I haven't had any issue with that as long as her friends are on her friends list. She should be able to add whoever.
Okay.
I have had
haven't figured out the whole interacting as myself either, so
Me either.
not a tech savvy person here.
Yeah, the only thing you don't want to do is try to edit any post or whatever as yourself because that will get you locked up. That's what happened to Steven.
Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail right now.
Yeah.
So I'm having to edit the post to do my game winners because I can't put it in the comments. So I just edit the post.
I would maybe send that to your host and have them do it.
Okay.
The reason I say that, I don't know if you were on here a few minutes ago, but I mentioned my director Tammy Manders, and she's been in jail since the beginning of the month, and she was doing that. She was editing the post and putting the thing there, but she got to the point to where they actually deleted her second account. They blocked her main account, and it took her like a day to finally access her main account and everything, and it keeps adding time to her sentence.
That's what it's done to me too, because at first I was just blocked till Tuesday.
Yeah,
and then today like at 2. Well, now I'm tomorrow at 2.
Yeah.
How are you even checking that to see how long?
If you go into just your web browser, like on your cell phone, and just sign into facebook.com, not using the mobile app, when you go to comment or to like, it will actually tell you that you are temporarily blocked until tomorrow at 2:15 or whatever.
Yeah. Now I found that it didn't show that for me using Safari, but if I downloaded the Google browser on my iPhone, and then it showed that there. But like I said, I don't know any of this for certain, but in talking to Tammy, that was one of the things that she was doing, and it kept, she kept getting more and more time added to her sentence, and so, my instruction to her was to maybe just lie low, kind of, have your host do some of the stuff that she was editing stuff to get it in there. I just, I don't know if they were seeing that she was being sneaky and then, added stuff on her time or whatever. There's really no rhyme or reason to most of this. It's all about us, finding a way to make our businesses continue. And what I've done, knock on compressed wood, because my desk is compressed wood. What I've done is, I've tried to follow everything that the home office has told us to try. I enabled the what is it called? The dual authentication.
Right.
I've also done the business page, and anywhere I'm doing business, I'm linking that group to my business page and interacting as my page, even in my team pages, because it will have Pampered Chef posts in there. So I don't want it to flag anything. And thus far, I've been out since Thursday, and thus far I've been successful in continuing to do my parties.
Okay. I'll take good notes on how you do that, though, because I haven't figured that
I
out.
have no idea. Yeah.
So do you create your parties in the group page?
You can do it either way, and then you can either set it up the old way and then link it, or you can set it up from your page itself.
Okay. Because I haven't been able to add somebody to the party from my group page either. Like, it tells me that they have to like your business page in order to add them, but they like them, and I still couldn't add them.
Yeah, and a workaround for that is just to send them the link to the group, and they can request to join. That's one of the things that I've had to do with a couple of my consultants that were having the same issue, and they just send them the link and they click on it and request to join, and then you can approve it that way.
Okay.
All right. So, did you have a question?
No, I was just going to say, first of all, thank you to Kirk. Kirk, whenever I basically say to Kirk, can you do something? He's like, yep. So I appreciate Kirk's willingness to do this for y'all, and I wish there were more people on, because I guarantee you the people that need to be on this are not on this. So unfortunately, you hear the word record and then people don't show up, so it's unfortunate. But thank you to those of you that are taking the time to be on this live, because as you know, you absorb so much more when you're in the moment versus when you're watching something back. I just want to start by saying I, too, have been out of jail for 2 days, and I'm liking and commenting my brains out. So what he said, and I went live on the Rockstar page as I was driving, which I know is not safe, but I just did it and kind of shared a couple tips, and then I'm going to let Kirk take it away. But I will say that I think if you are in jail, number one, like he said, do not continue to check your sentence, because I think it's like that basically, to me, I think Facebook is like, it's almost like a slap on the wrist. Like, we told you you're in jail, you're aware, so stop checking back because we told you when the time was, right? Like, it's not going to change, okay? And pair that with stopping the bad behaviors that you might be doing. So, like, for me, I'll give you an example. I was out of jail, and then I went ahead and posted in my business page linked groups with my personal page that I posted all the game results of the games for the day and all my 8 parties, and all of a sudden I'm blocked out and it says I'm in jail until whatever time, and then I have these community violations and it was every single one of those games. What I did was I was still in jail, didn't even realize when it was until, just didn't even pay attention, went along with my business as normal, right, doing my parties, and then I did the behavior we think Facebook wants, which is I was doing things through my business page. I linked everything. I did have my groups done through my personal page because I had already, before the email came out from home office, I had already done them, and people were invited, so I couldn't go back and change it. So I linked the page, the business page, to it, and then everything I did, all my party posts, everything that I was doing was all coming from Stephen Joseph's Pampered Chef. Now, you have the option to pick who you're interacting as, which somebody may have said that. So you can interact as your business page, or you can interact as yourself. And sometimes I've noticed, and this is a big thing, sometimes I've noticed that Facebook, because it's stupid, even if you've selected interacting as your business page, it defaults sometimes back to your personal page. And if you don't realize it, you can make a boo-boo and attempt to post something manually. Say you're doing a thank you or something, you could post it accidentally with your personal page, and then you screwed the pooch. You're going to be back in jail. So you really need to be cognizant that everything you're doing business related is done through a business page, posting as the business page. The only thing that you can't do with the business page is you can't do the chats, which I talked about on the Have It All call last night, and maybe Kirk will cover that tonight, I don't know. But the chat feature is a great way if you are currently in jail to work around being able to engage with all of the members in the group and do the shame tagging that we know, because you if you are in jail, cannot comment and tag you. But you have to select in that moment that you're interacting as Kirk Wood, and then the chat box appears. You can't do interacting as Pampered Chef with Steve or whatever, it won't show up. And that doesn't really flag anything, as far as I can tell, because I've done it up and down 7 ways to Sunday the past week. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, now.
Yeah, but you can message them in there, because I had a lady while I was still in jail yesterday that messaged me through my group page asking about the party.
Yeah, they can do that. Yeah, they can do that.
Okay, and it was tied to the group.
Yeah, it does. It's different. People can message you whatever they want. I mean, they can message, like, for example, I'm getting messages that are in my inbox at Stephen Joseph Pampered Chef, and I'm getting messages to Stephen Joseph. It just depends who they choose to message. But you can only message people in the group, like you can only do a group chat in the group if you are interacting as Lisa Kirtley. You can't create one as the business page. You have to create one as a real person, as a part of the business page.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna shut him off now. Yeah, go Kirk, thanks.
Okay, also, while we're on this topic about chats and stuff like that, I did want to point out to you guys, now that we are starting to use business pages, there is actually an app for that, Facebook business pages, and it helps you manage your business pages from your phone instead of having to use the Facebook app, and it's specific to your page. So I've actually started really liking that app. So if you download that, I believe it's available for both types of phones, the Android and iPhones. So I would encourage you to download that. Also, real quick before I share my screen and go on, I heard them, Steve was talking about the community standards. Guys, I want you to understand that when you get that message, or you get, Facebook tells you that something's against community standards, it doesn't mean that the content is against community standards. It means that particular graphic or posting is against standards. Being against standards could be a photo that has been overused and it has been tagged. And if you're using a photo that you grab off of Google, or if you're using a photo from a shared template, and every photo or every image has a digital signature. So if that particular digital signature has already been flagged, no matter who posts it, I don't care if it's President of the United States, it's going to continue being flagged. So that's what it means. It doesn't mean that you can't show the Rock products in this party. It means that you can't show this particular picture because it's been overused and we don't like it. And the same thing goes for your content. If you're posting text, if it's the same verbiage that you're using over and over and over again, and you're copying and paste it, and you're not editing it, it's going to end up getting flagged. So that being said, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that, and I'm going to go ahead and.
Can I share one more thing?
Sure.
Sorry, you're probably like going to message me after this, like, why are you messaging? Why are you talking? Okay. The other thing, sorry, I didn't think I was going to be home and at home. So the other thing I want to say is, guys, many of you have been all of you, let's just keep it 100. All of you have been spoiled from day one of being a part of this team because we've given you everything. We've said, here's a template, take it. And what else did we say? We said, make it your own. I guarantee you 97.5% of people do not change a darn thing in that template, and that is why many of us are in the situation we are in, part of it, because we are very successful, as you know, and that means that a lot of what we are posting, that all of us are posting, some variation on a theme of, is going out, and a lot of people are seeing it, and it's being posted in a lot of places. So, I'm 100% authentic, because I like to keep it real. Time to take the training wheels off and make your own templates, okay? Get creative, make it your own, because I'm telling you, I'm going to post an example of a dummy template that has like, here's what you should have here. Here's the type of language you would have here, so you have a place to start. But guys, people will buy Pampered Chef in spite of you. They will book a party, join your team, or say, I want Sarah Bryan as my long-term Pampered Chef lady because of you. And if you're using language and pictures that you're not changing and making authentically you, you're not going to get those results. And you're going to keep landing in jail. That's the last thing I want to say.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And guys, if you have any questions while I'm going through this, unless it's like 1,000 questions, please just unmute yourself and ask me in that moment so that we can, address it as we go. So to create a page, all you do is you're going to click on your pages button that was in the left-hand side when you click on Facebook, and you create it right here. I'm not going to show you mine yet. I'm going to just walk you through how to create the page. So right up here is a button that says Create Page. And it's going to ask you if it's a business or brand. You want to select business. And you're going to get started. And I'm just going to put Test PC Kitchen. Okay, and you can add as many tags as you want, I believe. But I'm just going to add that one. And this is where you upload your profile picture. I know you guys all know how to do that, I'm sure. I'm going to just choose the first thing I find. And it didn't take that, so. Oh, it did take that. Okay, so now how to add a cover. The one thing I'll point out to you guys is, in the imagery, and I just want to show you this because I was really excited about how to, or that you could do this. You know how they give us videos that we're not allowed to edit or whatever, but if you download this and folder. Of course, it's not done yet. Okay, so I've sent that to my desktop. So if you're in here and you want to add your cover, you can actually download a video. Or upload a photo of a video. And then you're going to go to your desktop is where I just put that. And you will find, is that it? Right here. And it's going to upload that video to where it'll be a constant loop. And so that's one cool thing that I liked about this is you could have something completely unique to where you can use a video that you create, you can use a video that Pampered Chef has, and such like that. So while that's uploading, I'm going to go ahead and kind of move on. You have certain buttons that you can use on your page. You can add the button. You have choices here. You can have a book with you button, a contact you button, a learn more about your business button, a shop with you button, or download your app to play your game. That obviously isn't going to be a thing. What the book with you button is, it's going to give you a link, or you're able to put a link to your website at the host a party part where they will fill out their name and information and send you an email. The contact you is a messenger. Which I find that to be more beneficial because, if they're sending you a messenger or a message, you could then get the booking. Same with the Shop With You. That's only going to be giving them a direct link to your website. It's not going to give you a direct link to each party. So, and these buttons will show in your parties as you're running them as your business page. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the Contact You and Send Message. That's the ones I have. And then, how come it's,
Hey, Kurt,
yes.
can you just go back to the part about how they send messages to you? My dogs were barking and I couldn't I couldn't hear a darn thing.
For the, oh, hold on. Also, guys, there's a, once you publish that, there is a option to turn that speaker off. Are you talking about the button itself? Adding the button itself?
Yeah, how what you were just saying about how they yes.
Yeah. So, well, the button has several options. You can do a Contact You. You can do a Book With You. Book With You will give you a link to your website where they can fill out their information, and then it sends an email to you. So I choose to keep the Contact You option where it's set to send me a message. The Shop With You, again, will also just give you a link to your website, not to the individual party. And all of these will show in your groups as you create the buttons.
Okay, I got you. So you don't want them to do that because in the parties you want them to go to the party, not to your personal website.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. So, would you like to send responses? And then it will just add a button right there. Also, as you're setting your party or your groups up, you can, I'm not going to do this yet, but you can view this as you are a visitor, not as the administrator. So, you know, because a lot of people are like, it looks so funny. Well, that's not really what your people are seeing when they go onto your page. It looks different. You don't have all of the tools and all of that stuff on your page. So you can see what the page will look like as a visitor. But we're going to add some more stuff to this before we get into it. So in your settings is where all of the controls are in your page. You can allow people to message directly to your page or sending you private messages. You always want to have that allowed. Also in your settings, oh, here are all your settings for how the messages are going to be sent. Also, do you want to send reminders to them or follow-up messages? That's all right in here. Then your general settings for there are right here. You know, just, you know, do you want to have to use keys, certain keys for messages? Do you want to prompt people to send messages and stuff like that? And you just kind of got to play around with these particular settings. But I mean, I've pretty much just left all of these as standard, except for that initial one that I told you. For the messaging where you want to make sure it's turned on right here. Also, there is a area for your tabs. Oh, the others tagging the page. You can make sure that that's enabled because you want them to be able to tag your page. And then for your page roles, you can add yourself and your second account, if you have a second account, as an administrator. That's always a good thing to do as well. And then you can like your other pages if you have other pages. So then when you go back to your page, you'll have all of your tabs right here. Groups is where I actually went to link all of my groups. You can either link a group or create a group. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just link a party that, or I'll link this right here. So now that particular group is linked to this Test PC Kitchen. Okay, and you can get to that party from here, or that group from here. And you'll see right here to the left where it says interacting as Test PC Kitchen. So now anything that I am testing or that I'm posting is going to come from Test PC Kitchen. Okay, and you see right here where I talked about the book now. This is because Tammy has put her information in there as well, and she has her book now enabled. And I'll show you the difference in the page that I've already done, but that is how you link from your group itself. Now, say you have a group. Actually, I'm going to just go ahead and go back to my main page because it's completely set up and I can show you guys more.
If I were you guys, I would make sure, just because we still are iffy on knowing, like, for example, I'm running my groups through my page. My groups have been created as Steve and Joseph created them, and then I link them. But I don't know if that's the right thing for sure. It's working, but I would err, and Kirk, you may disagree or agree, but I would err on the side of creating the groups from the business page, not creating the groups from your personal account and then linking them. Because it's just like, why do the one and risk it when we believe that they really want us doing things on business pages?
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, with myself on my ones that are getting ready to start, I still did this post right here, even though I know a lot of people are saying don't do it, but I did this as my business page, and I got no kind of reaction to that whatsoever. I was not going to try doing this as Kirk Woods because of the fact that it's not a good thing. And if I did, I would possibly get myself locked up. But you see, this is a party that I just created the other day that's getting ready to start. And it also has a link to your page. So guys, we can actually use this to our benefit. It's a little bit different and everything, but in every party, I know it's always been my habit to ask people to join my VIP page. But if you can get them to like and follow your business page, that's going to be just as big of a benefit, because then you can send invitations to join your VIP group if you choose to continue doing both from your page. So you're still making that connection, and once they've liked your page, you can then chat with them on your page. So that's a good thing as well. Now, as Stephen had mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things that you cannot do as your business page, but if you switch it to your personal page, you'll see like the chats show back up, and this all looks so much more familiar. However, doing that is not, at this point, I wouldn't recommend it for any activity, just because we're not really sure what Facebook is doing as far as how much they're watching. But I'm not posting anything that has to do with business at all as Kirk Woods. However, back to my business page, I am doing daily posts and stuff like that in my business page, and then you can share this to your personal page because it's from Kirk's PC Kitchen, so you can still get the information out there to your personal page. You just can't do it and put a business ad out there as Lisa Kirtley on Lisa's personal profile, but you can share a post from your business page to your personal profile. Same for if you want to have a ad like this and you want to share it to your group, you can share it to your VIP group and such and so forth. Now, me personally, I'm keeping both. I'm going to keep my BAP group, and I'm going to keep my business page. The way I look at it is the business page is more for your business posts. If you want to do specials for the particular month, if you want to do something like that, where you're offering people 10, 15, 20% off that they order on a certain day, I'm going to keep that on my business page. My VIP page is more for creating and maintaining relationships. You can get more personal in the VIP page. So that's why I'm keeping, I intend to keep both at this point of the game. There may come a time that I decide, you know what, it's overkill. I don't need both, but I have not made that decision at this point. So at this point, does anybody have any questions about what we've done so far or looked at?
So because I had already created parties in my personal page before this came down, and so we can link.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you can do that from.
We have to be in our business page to link that party in.
Yeah,
right?
You just go to the groups and you can click on link your group and find it. Or if you have a group, I don't even know who this is.
Do you have to do this from a computer, or can you do it from your phone?
That I haven't tried on the phone. I'm going to assume that you can do it from either.
I've been messing around with the phone, and I haven't been able to do it while we were on here, so that's why I was kind of thinking it's probably needs to be done.
Now, I do know from a phone you have a lot less settings here, right. So it may be where now if you go same thing as we were talking about before. If you go to if you go to the browser and you log into Facebook on the browser rather than using the app on your phone, you're going to have a lot more settings. When you go, because you can actually add your PMP app and everything right there on a phone if you go through the app. But if you go into your edit group settings on a party that's already set, there is a place that I saw right here. You can link your business page right here by clicking link your page. And you can link it right there. So there's an option to do it. There's, in both the groups and the page. It's almost like they have dual options, and they're making it easy. Like, okay, we want them to be linked to their business page, so let's give them a setting everywhere we can to allow that. Also, your groups, can run the Post My Party app, whether it's through your business page or either way. Also, your business page itself can run a Post My Party app. So if you get real ambitious and you want to create another template, you could run one for 30 days or 31 days, depending on how many days are in the month, and just have original content. And there's going to be another training here at 9:30 tonight with where they're going to be showing you how to do some graphics and stuff like that. And I would just pay attention to that because that's a lot of this as well, is having original content, not just verbiage, but pictures as well.
Kurt, just a question. So your business page is actually linked to your personal page. It's not a separate account.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the misconception that I've been seeing a lot of people post on. Your business page is actually set up from your personal account.
Okay.
But it gives you, as you see, it gives you a whole new identity.
Mm-hmm.
So I created this from my personal account, but this is like saying, okay, I'm a business separately, and so they have somebody to hold accountable if there's business bad business going on or whatever. So that's what that is. And and I know we're all getting frustrated with Facebook and stuff like that, but the truth of the matter is, guys, is it's free. And Facebook is letting us into their house, and quite honestly, if I have somebody in my house that doesn't follow my rules, I'm going to kick them out. So, and pretty much what they're doing
What
is,
they're saying, yeah.
getting cracking down on people. And it's a lot of it is security, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that. So it's not our job to figure out why they're doing it, but just how to keep our businesses going while they're doing it. But also, go ahead.
Can you show them what it looks like when they go to create the group from the business page itself, so that they can see exactly
Sure.
that it looks just the same as you would create any other group for the most part?
Sure.
Thanks.
So if we create a group, you're creating it as Kirk's PC Kitchen, and but look, you know how you always had to add and I love this, you always had to add your host or somebody to the group before you could even create it. This automatically puts your user profile as a second person there,
Cool.
so that you will be able to be in there as well. And then I keep it as a closed group. I'm not going to even play with that, and then I just create it. And then it's all the same familiar stuff. It's all the only thing, like I said, is they have to have liked Kirk's PC Kitchen for me to add the host only. Now, once the host is in there, I haven't made my host administrators. I haven't made them moderators. But once the host is in there, she's been able to invite every one of her friends with no problems. And I changed nothing. The only thing I did for about a brief second, I changed it long enough to send my host a message, which was safe because my host was already on my friends list. So I sent her a message from here. It was just easier than looking up her profile and linking, finding an old chat. But you can do the same thing. You upload your photos.
So the host just has to like your business page.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have no problem, just saying, hey, here's my business page. Can you like it?
Yeah.
And so, right.
What I did was yesterday when I sent mine to my folks, I just said, hey there, Facebook's a little crazy right now. They made some changes, so I'm going to need you to go ahead and like my Stephen Joseph paper trail. And then I sent them a link to it. So I said, here's the link, like it. And then, once they like it, and then I get the notification that they did, then I send them the second part of the host coaching message which is, I'm so excited for your party. Today's task is adding however many people, 115, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just business as usual.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I will also show you is on your business page, when people are sending you a message, you're going to get a whole mailbox system here where people will send you messages right here, and you will be able to interact with them and everything else right here. And they can send you this message straight from the party as long as you're interacting as your page. So make sure in our notifications and stuff like that that we start checking this inbox as well as your private messages. Also,
so it's a separate inbox. I'm sorry, I didn't follow that.
Yeah, it's actually in your page itself. So when you're in your page and you see inbox, that's specific to your page.
Gotcha.
All right, and there's a whole nother thing. Also, I'm going to point out, because I know the question will end up surfacing about boosting ads and stuff like that. You are, by company policy, you are allowed to do that, but you have to edit your audience to be a 50-mile radius from your address. But you are allowed to do that if you choose to do so. Where it can be join my team or host a party or look at our monthly special or whatever you're doing, but it has to be within a 50-mile radius of your personal address. Pampered Chef is okay with it, but if you go unlimited and you go nationwide and they start getting your ads over in Europe, there's going to be a problem. So also you have your notifications up here. Notifications is showing you all the activity of every party. So you don't have to like thumb through like, you know, the stuff from the different groups or your different friends or whatever. It's all right here in a nice little area where you can follow through. So, you know, what I've been doing is I'm just looking for key images of, you know, the ones that I really want to have, you know, such as, you know, my ask about my business or host a party, and then I look to see what the people are saying, and I can you know, get to all of that straight from here. And you can actually comment straight from here as well on the individual post.
Kirk,
Yes.
Libby has a question about, can you show her how you link the post my party template to the business, like if you run, so that you make sure you're running it through the business page?
Oh, sure. And quite honestly, as long as you're interacting as yourself or your page. So let me see. I created this one right here. And it's already set up, but it's the same process. You see I'm interacting as Kirk Woods. I also, at the same time that I was doing this, I went and I changed my password, and I did the dual authentication, and then I also went to post my party and I regrouped. But as long as you're interacting as yourself and you add the app in here, which has been added, which that's pretty standard. Now, when you go into your post my party, and you're going to do a new party, this part is a little bit different. You're gonna choose your spring. You're gonna choose a business page group, not a personal group. It's a business page group. All right. It's going to ask you which group. All right. So I have, this is the one that I just did, but you know, let's say, you know, something like that. And then it's pretty much saying that, you know, this is where the Discover the Pampered Chef opportunity is going to be run by the Test PC Kitchen, because remember I had just set that one up as Test PC Kitchen. You can also do that as say it's by Kirk's PC Kitchen. So right there it is, and then you just create it, but you just got to make sure that you're doing the business page group, not the personal group. Does that make sense? Anyone? Everyone? Thumbs up?
One other thing I wanted to mention, guys, when he was showing you the inbox for the business page, I'm really using that as a way of opening communication with guests. So like in my new template where I still use that same graphic that is around, that's like which level of Pampered Chef are you or whatever, 1 to 4, but I put it on a different background and I have different language at the top, and it's like message me for 20 tickets to the grand freebie with your number. So what that does is, like, I booked 3 parties today because somebody messaged me their number was a 3, which means they have a lot and they want more and they want to book. And so I say, are you enjoying the party? Blah, 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 blah. And then basically I say, did you know that you can get a lot off your wish list for free by hosting a party with me? You know, and so will get any one item or set half off at their party. What do you think? And so that is opening the conversation using that feature as well, because you know how with message, the message request folder is now like, it's not as easy to find on a phone. Like you have to dig to find them when you're on your phone.
Yep.
This is a way of opening that communication more quickly. And then what I say to them is, once they book, I say, please friend me on Facebook so that they are opening the lines of communication. And then once they friend me, then I message them like today, and I said, hey, Lisa, I'll just need your cell, email, and home address to get your party booked, and then my, charted on my books. I'm super excited, blah, 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 blah. And then you already have a book. So that's a great way to use this too, so that they initiate the conversation. One other thing, I think, Kirk, you remember this, but we had a call a long time ago with Julie Ritter. She does something called the magic word, where she'll do like a video or something, or she'll say, here's the magic word for the party. When you hear the magic word, message me when you hear this, message me with the magic word, and you'll get X amount of tickets, and that helps to open anything that you can have as engagement started by other people other than yourself is looked upon as favorable, and as far as I can understand, in the eyes of Facebook.
Right.
Because they want what you have. They're messaging you to get something from you. You're not asking and soliciting people that you don't know for things that you want or need.
And the one thing, guys, and I know it's like way out of a lot of people's comfort zone, but the one thing that, Facebook really loves right now is the live videos. They're not blocking anybody from going live, and you see it all over the place. I see it on the news play or on my news feed. I see it, in the marketplace where people are just going live, showing their garage sale stuff. But that's one of the things that they really encourage. And I'm not going to, talk too much about it right now, but I'm actually testing out an app this week where it enables you to go live in multiple groups at one time. It's not a free app, but I'm testing it out because I think, those of us that will go live would really like to be able to do it one time and done rather than 4 times and cook the same thing over and over again. So that's one of the things I'm working on as well. But as far as groups go, pages go, does anybody have any questions or want to see something that hasn't been covered? Concerns about trying to do this? Anyone?
Kirk.
Yes.
Is Mandy going to cover? I want to put new recipes on, and how to template them for the page. Where I know you have one for, I see in your pudding there. Where do we get this template for?
Honestly,
or
this is the silliest thing, but it doesn't have no, not your question is silly, but it's
it isn't.
It's so easy. It's silly is what I mean. So if you go to our website,
Yep.
and you just search, I don't know, tell me something to search. Baking dish.
Baking dish,
Like
I did a deep covered the covered baking dish.
Right. So let's do that real quick. Deep covered baker.
Yep.
Okay. If you go in here, most of our products have recipes down here.
Yep.
So if you click on one of them and you click to print and then stop, you're not really going to print it. And then if you're Windows based, you can do this, and Apple, I'm not really sure, but I know that there's an app that there's a tool called the snipping tool. All right. And you click on new, and I literally just grab the recipe just like that. All right. And I click edit, copy. I go back to my page and I right click and paste.
Okay, so you snip it. Okay.
Yep.
Something I didn't know. Thank you.
And has no digital signature related back to Pampered Chef. It's unique and it's doable. And then you just click on share now.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I did the same thing for those images. I just did a snippet rather than saving them. I did a snippet of those same images and I put it in there. And I've not had any problems at all doing that.
Good. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Any other questions, comments?
I just wanted to say thank you for showing us this because I learned a lot and I'm going to create my business page. Thank you.
Not a problem. And if you have any questions, my name is Ralph. No, honestly, if you have any questions.
What? Ralph? I was like, who's that?
Honestly, if you have any questions, I have no problem with you reaching out
So
to me.
funny.
Oh,
or George or Frank, whatever we call you, you all answer to.
Oh, your
Right?
name is Kirk.
So guys, if you are currently in jail, I think the way that you slowly leave jail, right, is that you show Facebook that you are well behaved. And what
I
that
have
means,
literally been in jail for 2 weeks.
yeah. So, but you even told me before this, you're not on a bit, you're doing it through your personal page,
I
and that is the problem. So, what I would say is, you want to make, like, if you are in jail right now, I would make sure to start on this. Your party's coming up. You want to do it through the business page, that format, even if you're still in jail. And then eventually, like, don't look at your sentence. Don't worry about that. Don't try to like and comment right now. Do the things that we have shared with you to do in Kirk, and then on the other live videos, like using the chat function, having people message you in your post, etc. Cutting down on a post for now, right? And then once you get out of jail, you can come up with a game plan on how to best use the business page platform. But you need to get in the good grade. Like I had to get in the good graces of Facebook before they would let me out. And now they're like, okay, he's following the rules. He's playing by the rules. We'll let him in again.
yeah.
And Kirk too, because Kirk
You're
was
absolutely right, because I got out of jail for like a brief moment, and I was so happy. I just kept liking and commenting, and then I was quickly put back in. So you're right. You have to just like chill out and not comment. And
Yeah.
I took a couple days and just didn't do anything.
yes.
And I didn't just not do anything, but I went very slow. I didn't just go out there and so, I saw on a couple of the pages where, people were like, I'm out of jail. And all of a sudden you just see likes and comments and everything. I'm like, oh girl, you're going to end up back in there. So,
You in danger, girl.
Exactly. But guys, like I said earlier on the call, this is not a game stopper. It's just a game change. We went through this about 1.5 years ago, and back then they were literally locking us down. They were blocking PMP. You couldn't post nothing. Mid party, you would just get an email saying your post did not go, and you can't. There was nowhere for you to go. So at least, this time around, at least our parties are still posting. And, as Steven said, we just got to get out of that mindset and that mentality of being spoiled. We've all been spoiled. And it's not just this organization. However, I think Steve kind of spoils us a little bit more than most organizations. The thing is not one of us was ever approached and said, hey, you want to join Pampered Chef and I'll do all the work for you. No, it never happened. And if somebody did tell you that, I need to know their name because I'm going to have a talk with them. But the thing is every business, when there's challenges, and they don't close doors, they don't fold, they find a way to work with the new challenges. And what I've said to my pop for years now is problems are nothing but an opportunity to find a solution. So that's where we're at right now, is we have a huge opportunity in front of us. And, I will take whoever finds the solution out to dinner if they include me.
True that. Christy Gilbreth says, if we're in jail and already have a biz page but didn't use it, should we create a new biz page or go with the one we have? I was posting from the personal page. I think you're totally fine to use that existing page. I would just transition like Kirk has shown, and I don't know if you were on the whole video, but you just want to create the groups from the business page, run Post My Party through the business page, do all things business with business page.
And guys, there's been a lot of comments about stuff like this. So let me let you know, when I started using this on, I believe it was Saturday this past week that I started, having my parties and everything. I changed mine midstream. I just went into my group or my page, and I linked my group, and I went into Post My Party. I canceled or deleted my party that was going, and I rescheduled it under my business page, using the same start date. So, my first 2 days of postings, failed because the date was in the past. But it went like clockwork. 20 minutes after I did it, my posts were running. And that was when my next post was supposed to go. So you can do it mid-party to get yourself out of that danger zone. Because if you're doing it in groups under your public profile, you are in danger because you are the ones that they are really watching right now. So that's really all I got to say about that. Any other questions? Comments?
Thank you so much, Kirk. You're amazing.
Thank you, everyone. And this will be recorded, so I will post the link as soon as it
I just
downloads.
want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
My dog's barking.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.